Hi everyone. Um, so this episode is about how I survived a child. And I survived because I'm here recording this. And she just left, and boy, do I have some stuff to say. So, first off, if this is your first episode, whoopsie, maybe if you want to know who I am, there's other ones to listen to first. Don't let this be your first one. Please don't let this be your first episode of mine. Anyways, um, I wish when I was a kid, I could have been Madeline. She's 11, and I just gotta applaud her mother. Like, oh my God, her mom's name is Shell, and Shell is a single mom. She's got her and then her other girl's 15, which that one's probably coming next month. But she just lets her kids be themselves, and that's pretty admirable. I love parents like that because it shows in her parenting style where this kid's at in life. And Madeline is very sure of herself. She does not do any masking. She doesn't apologize for shit. She's just free to be herself. She stims openly. I don't like that word. I call it shimmy, but whatever. But she just does it all the time, and she says what she wants. She eats when she wants. And I don't know, I really wish I'm kind of jealous. Is that the right word? Jealous or envious? I don't remember the difference, but I wish I could have had her life when I was growing up. Um so despite how this episode sounds, I do love my niece. I do. And I especially love that she's autistic. I don't think she quite understands what autism is. So I don't say anything to her. We've talked about it before, but that's her mom's place. I'm not gonna be like, okay, you're autistic. But I did teach her the word for what she was doing, which was called stimming. And she does it with her fidget stuff. She does it with just her body just moving around and stuff. But it was so cool. Just it was just so cool to I guess, there were times where it wasn't terrible for me. And I was like, look at me hanging out with an autistic kid. Her and I played games for many, many hours, and Alicia was stuck doing that too. And Alicia does not like playing games. So I made sure Monopoly kept going as long as possible because it was hilarious. Alicia was like, I want to be done. She didn't say that, but she just wanted to be done. And so I don't know, I'm just pivoting to Monopoly, but I got out after the second game because it was the longest game, and I got out and I wasn't even trying to bargain with my shit. I'm just like, no thank you, I'm done playing. I don't like money because it gets, anybody play Monopoly, it gets to the point where all you're doing is just handing money between each other. You get money, I get money, I'm taking your money, you're taking my money. It just is not fun for me after that. Plus all the numbers and the counting and the adding, boring. But so what I did was I had a bunch of properties, and when I got bought out, I gave them all to Madeline. And Alicia's like, that's not the rules. I'm supposed to get them. Because, you know, I won't tell you. I'll spend an hour on here talking about Monopoly, but I won't do that. But, anyways, I'm just like, well, it's too late. I already gave her all my stuff. So let's give her a fighting chance because she was almost out of the game, too. So that kept them going for another hour, which was hilarious to me. Um, I think she's a really cool kid. I've never been around her like this. I've never had her she's never done sleepovers with us or anything. I've never spent longer than a few hours with her at a time. But it was just it was nice. And it was also interesting too because the things that I was thinking of regarding Madeline, it didn't seem like Alicia was thinking of that. Not that that's her fault or anything. It's just normal stuff I thought, well, for example, I asked Madeline, because I put some sheets on her bed, and I'm like, do you like this fabric? I should have asked first, but do you like this fabric? And she said she didn't mind it. So I knew she could sleep with it. And then she didn't want to eat dinner Friday night. Um, she's like, I wasn't hungry, or she goes, I'm not hungry. And Alicia's like, well, you got to eat. And I was like, well, she's not hungry. We can't make her eat if she's not hungry. And it was great. I totally understand why parents fight with each other when they have different parenting styles, because I would be the parent that would be like, do what you want, but not a latchkey type of situation. You know what I mean? I would still have I would maybe be a decent parent now, but I don't want kids. But anyways, sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm anxious. Um, yeah, so she just didn't eat dinner Friday night. And it was kind of funny seeing Alicia like try to work this out in her mind. I'm like, because I wish that when I didn't want to eat when I was a kid, that my mother actually listened to me. And she never did. And like the same thing with bedtime, which I'll get to in a minute. But um so yeah, Madeline had like a little bag of Doritos at like 1 in the morning after she brushed her teeth. And I was like, oh, good for you. I'm not gonna say anything, Alicia's sleeping. But like this is all normal stuff. Like it's like a mini me for real. Like how I am now, if that makes sense. Like how I am is like how like I don't know. But anyways, and so Friday night I was like really anxious. This episode's for anybody who's never had an experience with a child in the house. If you don't have kids, this is what it felt like for me. Not that it would feel like the same for everybody, but anyways, I'm very anxious. And Friday night I was very anxious. Um, I'd had a pretty long day up at that point, but like Alicia had had a longer day because she got up earlier, she went to work, she had therapy, and I was just preparing in my head for this child to arrive and the uncertainty. I was trying to deal with that. So like that night when they got here, it was like 6 or something, 6:30. And I was very overloaded sensory wise pretty quickly because Madeline is loud. Like, she and her sister are 2 opposites, and they're both autistic. Like, Madeline is the extroverted one, likes to be around people, likes to talk about things, likes to she's just loud, and then her sister Bella is more like our type of, like, Bella just, like she doesn't like to socialize. She just likes to read, she likes to stay at home a lot, she likes to listen to music, like, it would be nice and quiet with her around. Not that Madeline, like I mean, I'm just saying. It would be, like, a good break for me because like, Madeline is so fucking loud. But anyways, so Friday night, I am back in my room doing my work because I have books I have to, like, edit and stuff, and she was put to bed at, like, 10:30, kind of, by Alicia, and I thought that bitch was sleeping. I go out at, like, 2 o'clock for, like, a snack, and I was rooting around in the cupboard for something, and then, like, I turn around, and she's just standing right behind me in the kitchen. And I'm like, "Hello?" She's like, "I've been awake this entire time." On her phone, like, doing all kinds of stuff, like, watching videos, playing games, and I was like, "You're supposed to be sleeping," and she's like, "But I don't get tired until, like, later in the night." So, basically, I got hijacked for, like, I don't know, an hour and a half because she wanted to, like, watch YouTube videos, which that was okay. I mean, she's got my sense of humor. We were watching a bunch of cat stuff. And apparently, this bitch only sleeps for like 5 or 6 hours. I thought kids were supposed to sleep as long as cats. Like cats sleep like 16 hours. I thought when kids go to sleep, it's like 12 at least. Like I thought kids were like tired a lot or something. Maybe I have that mixed up or I don't know. But like I know I wasn't a very tired child as a kid, so whatever. I guess there are kids that aren't that tired, but I was really hoping she would be one of them, and she's not. She survives and thrives on like 5 or 6 hours. Like you would think that bitch slept for like 15 the way she was the next day. I was like, wow, you have lots of energy. And then yesterday we played the hours long Monopoly game. She wanted to play Jenga a whole bunch. Um, she wanted to show me how to build things with just the Jenga blocks. Like this bitch, keep calling her a bitch. She's not a bitch, but I say bitch in a nice way. I don't mean it in a mean way. But like, she's going to make money when she gets to be an adult. I think she's going to be an engineer, something that has to do with building something. Because her and Alicia worked on a project for me for a few hours yesterday. I know I'm going all over the place. I'm sorry. I'm thinking you guys can follow this. Um, and so, like, I got to come back to my room and, like, do a few hours of work on a book. And they had gone to, like, Home Depot or something and bought, like, different things, and they're like, "We have a surprise for you that we're gonna work on." So I was like, "Okay." And so it ended up being, like, a cat table, like, a table for them to eat their food at, because yes, I'm gonna talk about cats now. You know, when cats have to eat off the floor, like, even if it's in a bowl, that's not good for them. Like, that's not good for, like, how the food goes down in their body. Like, I mean, imagine, like, you eating off the floor. I mean, it'd probably be a little bit different from a cat, but I just don't like it. And so if we have, like, a box or something, like, I pull that out and I put their bowls on it. Because remember, I have to feed these assholes soft food now. They're not assholes, but soft food several times, like, 4 times a day. So, what am I talking about? Oh, a table. And so they ended up building, like, an actual table with wheels. It was perfect height for them to sit at, and, they wrote each like, they painted each of their names and, like, the different spots on the table, kind of like Caesar sits here, Morpheus is there, Phil is there, that kind of thing. It was so cute, and it's, like, so nice. So the cats have a legit table now, so I don't have to pull out some ghetto-ass box to make sure that, like, they can eat at an appropriate height for themselves. I don't know. I thought that was really cool, and Madeline loves to build things. Like, we had, a bed, like, I don't know, what is it called? A frame or something? The thing that you put the bed on and it folds. I don't know what it is. You put the mattress on it. It's bars or something. I shouldn't have recorded today. But anyways, we left that in the box, thinking that because like Madeline would have loved to have put that together. And it saved us from having to do it. And by us, I mean Alicia, because no way am I going to try to put some shit together. And then so like Alicia pulls it out of the box and it came already put together. And I'm like, damn, the one time in my entire life a piece of something actually came put together that didn't require anything. You just unfolded it, put the mattress on top. It was like a really nice bed frame, if that's what you call it. Um, but she was gonna build that. I don't know why. What am I talking about? Anyways, cat table. Um, I got to work for a little bit last night. Kamala Harris was on SNL. I had seen something that like she might be like in the cold open, and it was hilarious because she was. But like I got to come back here because Madeline was still up with Alicia, and I got to watch SNL. And then Alicia went to bed, and I brought a whole bunch of snacks back to my room so that I would not have to get up and go out to the kitchen and get ambushed. And then I remembered I had to feed the kids at 2 o'clock in the morning because I have to keep them on a schedule and that's their eating time. So I had to go back out there, and sure as shit, she was awake. And so they got fed, and then I got stolen for like an hour watching YouTube videos. They were funny, but how do parents do this? Like, you don't get any time to yourself. And like, we didn't even have a full 48 hours with this kid. And I'm like, man, kids are a lot of, like, you really gotta, this one just really likes to do things with people. So, uh, 50% I had a good time. 50% I was hiding, kind of. But um there were several of you guys that emailed me, and some of you I've been talking to for a while, and I appreciate the encouragement. I kind of feel foolish that people were like, it's okay. It's a first experience. Like, you've never had a kid stay over. Like, make sure you get time to yourself. And those were words that were really reassuring because, like, I don't stop to think that I can do this stuff for myself. Like, I do and I don't. If it's just me and Alicia, of course, like, I do what I want. But like you bring a kid in, you can't really do what you want all the time. And I don't like that. But I'm learning that like, you have to compromise a little bit. And so I took the advice and I took time for myself. And it turned out that Alicia had talked to her therapist like before she went to get Madeline. And her therapist was like, make sure that Ange gets like some time to herself, that she's able to leave if it gets too much. And it wasn't even like, I'm 41. It's okay. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care that a therapist said that. Like, that's stuff that sounds like you would say to a child, but like, I appreciated it because I need to hear stuff like it's okay to take time for yourself. I don't know. Am I just talking in circles? Where am I at with time? If you hear anything, it's the heater. Okay, 14 minutes. Um, is that all I wanted to say about that? I think so. I am so happy. I am not a human child parent because I am selfish. Like, I don't like to do things. I mean, I'm talking so slowly because I'm trying to watch my words, but I don't think I have to with you guys. Like, I don't like, I'm so glad I don't have kids. And those of you out there who do, whoa, if I could roll out a red carpet or like applaud you, like I would, because you guys are fucking awesome. And you're probably raising some really great kids. And I could never do that. But anyways, so that was that. Turns out we're going to have a kid once a month. I knew this was going to happen because like Bella's going to want to come because like her and Madeline don't get along and I understand it. They're very different. Um but like Bella will probably be a lot easier cuz like we could just sit for hours probably. Cuz that's all that Bella does and like I don't know, it's really cool. It's actually I've never hung out with autistic kids like this before. It's so cool. And I don't know, I didn't get to have the childhood I wanted, but I really enjoyed watching Madeline just be herself. Because she's gonna grow up and she's gonna have a good sense of self and she's going to know, like it's just I'm so glad Shell is a good parent. Because there's a lot of parents that should not have children. Like my parents should not have had kids. But here I am. Anyways, that's all. I just wanted to let you guys know I lived. Nothing happened. And we kept her alive. And Alicia is like this is like natural for her because she had to raise her siblings kind of. So like she likes being around kids, she likes doing stuff. She doesn't really like the games and stuff, but she loved building things with Madeline. So Madeline was like, I guess this is gonna be a thing, Aunt Alicia. Like we're gonna build things together when I come over. And I was like, yes, because I can possibly get a project out of them every single time. So like every other month, they could build me something maybe. I know it will always be for me, but I can try. And that's a guarantee that like I'll get a few hours to myself that I won't have to ask for. So, um, so yeah, that's that. Do I want kids to come here? No. No. And the youngest is like 9, 8 or 9. And he's an autistic kid too, and he's even way more hyper than like Madeline. Um, so I don't know if we're gonna have him over. If we are, I'll talk about it then. But anyways, like I do not want children in this house ever again. But this is one of those situations where you compromise because I can't have everything just the way I want it. And if I really want to live that life, I could just live by myself. But that would probably be sad and lonely without Alicia. So I'm willing to compromise as if like the world revolves around me, but sometimes I feel like it does in situations like this. And I feel like, Alicia did a good job too. She made sure she was like checking on me. How you doing? Are you doing okay? Do you need some time to yourself? Um, and none of it was like condescending or patronizing or anything. Like it was all like very just lovely. I don't know. I felt very I'm glad that I had some support. And, I also do feel embarrassed just being on here talking about how, like, this was like a whole thing for me. But, like, I really don't like kids, but I do like autistic kids. And I don't know how the fuck Alicia missed the autism tree. Like, she's not even close to the branch. Like, how is she the one that doesn't have autism in her? Like, not have it, sorry, not have it. I didn't mean it like that. I was just reading articles and I read a bunch of with autism, has autism. So it just popped out of my head. I don't think that. I think you're autistic or you're not. So sorry about that. But she is not fucking close to autistic. She's ADHD to all of the letters, all the ADHD. We're so opposite. So how the hell she's not autistic is beyond me because like all those kids are. There's so many of them. They're all autistic. And her siblings are autistic, except for maybe one. I don't know. You guys don't care about that. So that's that. And then wish America luck, wish us luck, please, because like Tuesday's coming up, and like I'm nervous because of like just bullshit, because of the election. Um, and if there's anybody out there, this is for you. If there's anybody out there, I really need to hear from you because this is going to be like my Super Bowl. I am going to stay up all night Tuesday, no matter if it's decided who's won or not. I am staying up all Tuesday into Wednesday. Maybe I'll take a narcoleptic nap or something. But this is like my Super Bowl. I love this shit, and I never used to love politics before we got some fucking narcissist in the White House. And 8 years ago, is that the right number? 2016? Yeah, that was 8 years ago. Um, I was still working as a counselor in the addictions field, and I still had to go to bed at like, a decent time. And I remember like I stayed up late, and as soon as it was called that Trump won, I felt devastated, and like that's how I went to bed, and like it was just sad. Then I had to go to work the next day, and like half the fucking people we worked with were Trump supporters. If you're a Trump supporter, I'm sorry. Don't listen to me anymore. Like after this, like the rest of this episode. Um, but I remember feeling just gross, like going into work the next day, and like half of the people were like, "Yay!" And I was like, "You guys just showed your colors, man. Not that I didn't already see them before, but you're really showing them now." So that was not a fun time. And then 4 years ago, I had been working like when the last election was 2020, like I had been working from home for like about a year at that point, like right before the pandemic. Like months before it happened is when I decided to stop working. So I'm glad I did stop working for other people. So I'm glad I did because like 4 years ago, I stayed up all night and it was like days before it was decided. I didn't stay up for days, but I stayed up all night. I had snacks, I had popcorn, I had like, it was a Super Bowl. Um, and this shit's really important to me because we need good people leading this country. And so I don't know, politics turned into some weird ass special interest I did not ask for. But, Rachel Maddow got me through the Trump years. That's how I found her. I was like, who's this bitch? Oh, she's been on TV this long and I didn't know about her? How's that possible? But anyways, do you know who Rachel Maddow is? Sorry, I'm talking about her like this, or just like this in general. But anyways, um, yep. So if there's anybody that is like going to be staying up all night Tuesday in America, just, email me. I'll have my email up and then we can write each other and we can talk shit and we can like vent our anxieties and our frustrations and our happiness. And I'm going to end this episode now. If this is helpful, great. I really hope it is because like I should be happy that like a child is no longer in this house because Alicia's taking her back home now. But I guess I don't know. I have some processing to do. 'Cause I feel kind of, like, anxious. It's weird, I don't know why. Okay, bye, thanks for listening. Bye.